From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
The EPA explained why it wants to use gray dirt in Butte Superfund cleanup.
The need for emergency food services in the Headwaters area is increasing, according to the HRDC. I'm Jolie Slee, and I'll tell you how the Headwaters Food Bank is making a difference and how you can help support them.
And some people are positive and some people are happy. And then there's Bookstore Pat.
Oh, Bookstore Pat.
Coming up, we'll meet the leader of Bob Pat Nation, a longtime employee at the MSU bookstore, and possibly the most positive person you may ever meet. All right, it is 6:30 on the dot. Here on Montana This Morning, it's the Friday edition of Montana This Morning. Jane McDonald and Matt Elwell.
Wow, what a week. First day of September.
We made it.
We're ready.
And a lot of athletics going on. Let's talk about it. Yesterday, soccer pitch, and then the Montana Tech Carroll College. And then today, we're just rolling out some more.
Friday night football. Tomorrow we've got college football. It's on.
Here we go.
Temperatures right now into the 40s and 50s. Crisp and cool in West Yellowstone, 34 our early morning temperature. Did have some showers out there. I think most of the rain was not hitting the ground with what was falling early this morning. But we are looking at some rain showers in parts of the area. Wow, look at the wind whipping Bobcat.
Little wind.
Yeah, that flag is flapping in the wind.
Go Cats.
Go Cats, go. Temperatures holding into the 80s for the afternoon today. It's going to be a little bit more on the cloudy side late in the day as we see some showers firing off over southern Gallatin, Madison, Beaverhead County. I'm going to show you the detailed forecast. Take a look at that football forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Looking forward to that, Matt. Thank you very much. Now, right off the top, the Gallatin County Coroner's Office has released the cause and manner of death of a Belgrade woman who died in April after eating at Dave's Sushi in Bozeman. 64-year-old Donna Ventura's death was related to a food-borne illness outbreak that left 2 people dead and around 50 people ill. Sheriff Dan Springer stated Ventura's cause of death was determined to be complications of severe gastritis due to probable food-borne toxin. Her manner of death is accidental. Ventura died in the ICU at Bozeman Deaconess Regional Medical Center on April 29th of 2023. Ventura's family, along with the family of a Broadwater County man who also died, have filed wrongful death lawsuits against Dave Sushi. And we have some good news for drivers frustrated with the road work on Huffine Lane between Bozeman and Four Corners. MDT says crews are expected to complete chip seal work this week, weather permitting. Now, once completed, crews will apply temporary stripping that will be placed in for approximately 1 month until the chip seal fully cures. Drivers should continue to expect 1 lane of traffic to remain open in each direction between 7 in the morning and 7 at night as paint stripping takes place. After the temporary paint stripping is completed, the road will be open to 2 lanes in each direction. Crews will then return to apply the final permanent epoxy stripping in late September. MDT anticipates the work to be completed in late September. And over in Yellowstone National Park, Dan Stoller will spearhead Yellowstone National Park's Wolf Project. A 21-year veteran of the National Park Service, Stoller succeeds Doug Smith, who retired at the end of December of 22. Stoller joined the Yellowstone Wolf Project back in 1997 as a volunteer technician and graduate student researcher. In 2002, Stoller was hired by the NPS as a lead biologist for the Wolf Project, in addition to his work with cougars and his work with elk. Now, our top story this half hour in Butte. There's controversy over gray dirt. MTN's John Amy was at a meeting this week where the EPA addressed this issue.
The EPA calls it on-site materials. Others call it gray dirt or simply dirty dirt. But whatever you call it, it's soil that has low levels of heavy metals in it. And the EPA plans to use that soil in the restoration of this corridor that runs through the heart of Butte. And some people don't believe this is such a good idea.
If you and your family lived here, would you accept the trust and trust the work to be done that will protect your grandchildren? And can you ask that question to yourself and answer it looking into a mirror? That's all I ask for. That you do your job, do it well, and that my grandchildren can grow up in this community as well.
The EPA plans to use on-site soils that contain accepted levels of arsenic, copper, and lead as fill dirt when it removes contaminated dirt along corridors. During a recent public meeting, the EPA assured citizens that it is safe.
So with the presence of that 18-inch imported fill cap, that engineered cap, it will be protective, and there will be little to no risk to the citizens of Butte.
Many people are skeptical that the EPA has the best interest of the people in mind, and it's simply trying to do the cleanup on the cheap.
I grew up across the street from a mine dump, and I worry every day every time my back hurts that maybe this is coming back to get me. They hauled that mine dump out in 1987, and now I think they're going to put a mine dump right next to it to dump again. It's just unfathomable that they're going to do that.
Many say the EPA has not been transparent with the public.
This dirty dirt proposal was developed 100% behind closed doors. I know that since last October at least, EPA has been working with the parties on this thing behind closed doors.
Now, while food insecurity has run rampant in Gallatin County, people over at the Headwaters Area Food Bank in Three Forks say their community is taking a hit too. Longtime donors at the bank now having to seek assistance themselves. MTN's Jolie Sully tells us how you can help and make a difference.
We know the need for emergency food services in Bozeman is huge, but the need in Three Forks and other communities west of Gallatin Valley is just as big.
We're serving more people, I think, than we ever have. So we're seeing record numbers.
Emily Smith and the team here at the Headwaters Area Food Bank serve around 35 families a day. From last year to this year, they've grown 50%, and their outreach doesn't end in the Headwaters. Folks come from all over Montana to get emergency food boxes.
From Townsend, Whitehall, Sheridan, Willow Creek, Butte.
The culprit causing this food insecurity?
People can't afford their rent or their mortgage, so they're having to cut the budget in other places, and food is one of them.
For example, Smith says they've seen longtime donors to the food bank having to turn around and seek their help.
She's donated for years and years, and now she's finding herself in a position where she needs our services.
Smith says it's just one indicator of how much people are struggling, but there are ways you can help.
We always need volunteer help. They can donate money, time, or food.
To learn more on how you can support the HRDC and the Headwaters Area Food Bank, you can visit our website.
The community of Three Forks has shown their generosity over and over again, and I don't know what we would do without Three Forks and the surrounding areas.
In Three Forks, Jolie Sully, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Jolie. Now, more than a dozen elderly people in Bozeman are without a home this year, and that is compared to last year. MTN's Kristen Merkel reports on what HRDC says is a crisis.
Members of HRDC say that we are on the precipice of a really severe crisis in Montana when it comes to unhoused elderly. Specifically in Bozeman, HRDC says they've seen an increase in unhoused elderly, and they believe this is mostly due to the high cost of living, and their Social Security money isn't enough to live on.
Last year we saw about 30 individuals over the age of 65 staying with us. This year we've seen at least 48. If we extend that out to the population of 55 to 61, which are the ones that are entering into that population, that jumps up to about 73 for the entire year. And so we are seeing an increase in folks experiencing homelessness who are in that aging population. And with the housing boom in Bozeman and the bubble that is keeping it incredibly difficult for folks who have great income and are working full-time and have great credit, it's even hard for them to be able to find housing, let alone someone who maybe is on fixed income from retirement or Social Security, or has been living in the same place for most of their life.
HRDC has a very strong senior program that provides in-home support, navigation for health services, and more. HRDC is looking to hire more warming center staff. You can apply or donate on their website. I'm Kristen Merkel in Bozeman for MTN News.
Thank you very much, Kristen. Now, Montana State University's fall semester is well underway, and faculty and staff say they are happy to have the students back in Bozeman. But possibly the most excited was an employee at the MSU bookstore. So I decided to head over to the Student Union building to meet Pat, who has become a staple with anything blue and gold.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hi, everybody. Monday with Pat. Here I am. You guys were going to have a very good semester. You can tell that already. The sun is shining and it's going to be a great Monday. You guys are all doing swell. One of these days you'll just have to get the shirt, you know, and I'm still on the look for the lunch boxes.
Okay. Now, when you visit a university bookstore, you have your merchandise, you have your textbooks in the back, but at the MSU bookstore, one employee has become a staple amongst the students.
I'm a cashier. That's all I am.
This is Pat Rule, and she's been working at the MSU bookstore for 16 years. And to the students and faculty, she's much more than just a cashier.
Well, they come in on days when things are good and when days that things aren't good. So, you know, at least they can come here and there's a listening ear. There's somebody who really does, as they say, you know, give a gosh darn. I like to hear their triumphs, and I like to kind of sympathize with their failures and stuff, because that's something we all share, the ups and the downs of life.
And back in 2021, one meme sent the Bobcat community ablaze with comments raving about Pat.
It just makes me feel really good to know that they like me back. You know, that's what I thought when the first meme came out, you know, was that one where he's slapping the water thing. When that one came out, I thought, well, I never noticed that anybody noticed.
And boy, did they. So much so that Pat now has merchandise at the bookstore.
I never dreamed of being a cartoon, but I like the way it turned out.
And she is the weekly host of Mondays with Pat.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying yourself on spring break. You really needed it. You've been working so hard.
And to count the smiles Pat has shared with Bobcats, there's just simply too many to count. Pat proves that something as simple as a smile and a good laugh can brighten someone's day. At the MSU bookstore, Jane McDonald, MTN News. I just love that so much.
I want a Pat shirt.
I'll get you a Pat shirt, Matt.
I need a Pat shirt.
I have a Pat sticker right on my desk, so I will make a special trip back. I have no complaints going back to see Pat. Thank you so much for spreading that positivity at the MSU campus. All right, quick break here in Montana this morning. But when we come back, we know the Labor Day holiday is upon us, but what about the other holidays? It may just be time to start planning ahead.